Hey y'all, I'm Madison, and I did my project on testosterone and its differences and effects on behavior and biology in males versus females. So, just some background information. Testosterone is commonly associated with masculinity. However, it is naturally produced in females just in smaller amounts. This difference in amounts contributes to a difference in behavior and in biology. But what is testosterone? Testosterone is a hormone responsible for producing sex characteristics. It is produced in the testes in males and the ovaries in females. A common misconception is that testosterone is limited to males. However, it plays an important role in females as well. In females, testosterone is responsible for growth, maintenance, and repair of a woman's reproductive tissues, bone mass, and human behaviors. The most common behavior differences stemming from levels of testosterone are competitive and welding power. A study tested two pathways, stereotyped behavior and stereotyped performance. Their first hypothesis was that wielding power increases testosterone regardless of performance. Gender norms plays a role in this by insinuating that men hold more power than women. In the second hypothesis, it was hypothesized that wielding power in gender stereotyped ways influences testosterone. This is because gender norms influence women to behave in stereotypically less masculine ways, and men to behave in stereotypically more masculine ways. And I included a picture that shows the two hypotheses related to testosterone and how they tested it. To continue this study, the study to test both hypotheses, testosterone levels in men and women were tested before and after wielding power. The participants recruited consisted of trained actors who were expected to act out firing a subordinate. The participants did this twice, the first time in a powerful masculine way and the second time in a stereotypically feminine way. The results showed that wielding power significantly increased testosterone regardless of how it was done. Supporting hypothesis 1, the stereotyped behavior pathway, and in the women actors, both exercises significantly increased testosterone regardless of gender stereotyped way it was performed, which supported hypothesis 1 over hypothesis 2, which was the stereotyped performance. And I included a picture of the chemical hormone of testosterone. So basically, this article explained the biological effects testosterone has on the body and the benefits testosterone in physical activity. Increased level of testosterone lead to increased strength and performance in sports. When comparing female and male athletes, these biological differences come into play. The biology of a male is more physically performing than the biology of a female. In other words, males have the biological advantage of physical activity when compared to the female biology. To continue this study, due to these differences regarding sports, males and females are usually split. However, a study done on transgender women in sports measured the amount of testosterone and the effects of the increased levels. Basically, a transgender woman is an individual born a male who now identifies as a woman. This means that their biology is built as a man and therefore their testosterone levels are significantly increased compared to people born a woman. Now, if you place this concept into sports, the transgender female will compete with an advantage over the other female athletes. This advantage is due to the increased level of testosterone. And I included a picture comparing the transgender woman and the biological woman. So for my third study, some information just as like a background, because this study was really extensive. But as males get older, the amount of testosterone produced in their body decreases. This decrease in hormones leads to a lack of a sexual drive. This is because testosterone is responsible for fertility, and as the body stops producing, the need to reproduce is subsided. The circulation of testosterone is regulated by the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. As males increase in age, the androgenic capacity of the testes is significantly reduced. And in other words, the decline in freely circulation androgens accounts for the drop in testosterone. Androgens have like a heavy impact on a male's sex drive. Consummatory behaviors. There are two types of sexual behavior circuits: the consummatory sexual behavior circuit and the appetitive sexual behavior circuit. Consummatory behaviors are observable stereotyped responses to species like sex, gender, and specific stimuli. It's primed and coordinated by endogenous endocrine signals. Sorry if I mispronounced any of those words, but this is compared to the second behavior circuit, which is the appetitive sexual behavior circuit, which is also known as a person's sex drive. It consists of like spontaneous psychological state associated with the motivation to engage in sexual behavior. Due to the decrease in testosterone that comes with natural aging, both of these circuits have been shown to decrease their effects on the male body. And I included a picture where you can see both circuits in the brain. So testosterone administration has been shown to increase aggressive behaviors in competitive contexts. The results of this study suggest that males who received testosterone behaved more aggressively and were willing to enact punishment on the competing team. But for this study, a between subjects design was used in a sample of 103 males. Participants were recruited with the incentive of receiving 70 euros, and basically they wanted to test the aggression levels of males, and they did this through a reaction time game. If you won, then you were allowed to subtract money from the opposing team, and the reactions of the participants after winning and losing were recorded. The results supported their hypothesis that testosterone would increase aggression in competitive social interaction. This study hypothesized that after administering exogenous testosterone, it would increase a tit-for-tat like behavior when compared to the placebo group. So in order for participants to gain a high social status, they would have to enact like that behavior on the other team. And if that was confusing, I did include a picture of how they, like the steps when they were conducting their study. It kind of explains it more on the screen. And so basically 20% of the female population is affected by excess testosterone, and this increased levels of testosterone are responsible for polycystic ovary syndrome, which is also known as PCOS. This study showed that long-term testosterone treatment results in tubal blockage by an abundance of mucus in the ampulla and by epithelial breakdown and luminal collapse in the isthmus. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but this excess testosterone leads to tubal infertility, and in this study, infection and inflammation were ruled out, and therefore the effects of the mucus accumulation and the tubal blockage can be attributed to the effects of testosterone. And this is my references.